One quiet day, the sun fired a bullet. Not at a planet, not at a ship, at everything. A coronal mass ejection, an invisible fist of plasma and magnetic field tore off the solar surface and screamed through space. If it hits Earth head-on, it doesn't burn cities. It deletes them. Power grids collapse. Satellites die. Navigation goes blind. Food. Water. Hospitals gone in days. In July 2012, that blast missed us by about a week of Earth's orbit. 7 days. A cosmic coin flip. Yet on, the worst part is, we only learned how close we came after it passed. Imagine waking up and the sun looks broken. Not an eclipse. Not clouds. Just a pale smear behind a constant haze. In 536 CE, chroniclers across Europe and Asia described a dimmed sun and a cold that didn't make sense. Modern evidence points to massive volcanic eruptions throwing sulfur into the stratosphere, reflecting sunlight like a planetary scale curtain. Crops failed. Famine followed. Disease moved in after hunger weakened everyone. Civilization didn't end, but it wobbled hard. And here's the kicker. It may have taken only one more eruption to push the whole system over the edge. We think extinction looks like a fireball. Sometimes it's just ash. A supervolcano eruption can eject so much material that sunlight drops. Seasons warp, and agriculture becomes a gamble you keep losing. Yellowstone is the famous name, but it's not the only one. The real horror isn't the explosion. It's the volcanic winter after the slow starvation. The supply chains that never recover. The quiet math of calories versus mouths. No aliens. No monsters. Just a planet flipping its own table. And the unsettling part is, the warning signs can look like ordinary earthquakes, until they don't. Roughly 74,000 years ago, the Toba volcano erupted in what's now Indonesia. One of the largest known eruptions in the last couple million years. Some researchers argue it may have triggered a severe global cooling and squeezed human populations into a dangerous bottleneck. The debate is messy. The data is imperfect, but that's what makes it scary. If the difference between we survived and we vanished is hidden inside fragmentary bones and genetic hints, then extinction can be silent. No epic final battle, just fewer births, fewer survivors, fewer stories, until there's nobody left to remember there was ever a we. Humanity's closest brush with self-erasure may have been a misunderstanding. Cold War systems were built to react fast, because leaders believed hesitation meant death. There were moments, documented, chilling when sensors signaled incoming missiles that weren't real, when training tapes and glitches masqueraded as the end of the world. A few people questioned the screen. They waited. They refused to press the final button. That's it. That's the plot twist. Not heroism, not strategy. A pause. A gut feeling. One person saying, something doesn't add up. And if they were wrong, you wouldn't be here to hear this. In 1859, a massive solar storm, now called the Carrington Event, lit skies with auroras so bright people could read at night. Telegraph systems sparked, shocked operators, and caught fire. That was when the world ran on wires and horses. Today we run on transformers, satellites, GPS timing, and the fragile illusion that electricity is eternal. A Carrington-scale hit now could cascade into months-long blackouts in some regions, wreck communications, and collapse logistics. The scary part: the sun doesn't hate you. It doesn't even know you exist. It just swings. And sometimes it connects. For a while, we were thinning our planet's UV shield like it was nothing. Chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, rose into the stratosphere and helped chew apart ozone. Ozone isn't nice to have. It's what stands between life and sterilizing ultraviolet. Skin cancer rates, crop damage, ocean plankton stress small cracks that can become system-wide failures. The world eventually acted, and ozone has been recovering. But let that sink in. We were quietly sabotaging the biosphere with chemistry we didn't fully respect. No scream. No explosion. Just sunlight turning hostile. Like the planet changing its rules without telling you. Hollywood loves the giant asteroid. Reality prefers the ones you don't notice. Space is full of rocks that are hard to detect, especially those approaching from the direction of the sun. Hiding in glare like a sniper behind a spotlight. Even mid-sized impacts can wreck climate, ignite fires, and collapse food production across continents. We've had close passes discovered only after they already flew by. That's the unnerving pattern. First, surprise. Then, a press release. Then, everyone goes back to work. But the universe doesn't grade on a curve. One unseen rock, one bad angle, and history ends in a single afternoon. Somewhere out there, stars collapse and launch beams of radiation so intense they rewrite chemistry across light years. A gamma ray burst is not a blast you watch. It's a sterilizing flashlight that can strip ozone and flood a planet with UV, kicking off ecological collapse. The nightmare detail, you don't need to be close. You just need to be in the beam. And it's silent. No warning sirens, no dramatic rumble. Just a cosmic dice roll landing on your coordinate. The scariest thought isn't that it will happen tomorrow. It's that the universe contains weapons that don't know they are weapons. A truly bad pathogen doesn't need to kill everyone. It just needs to break the systems that keep everyone alive. History has seen waves plagues, flus, unknown fevers arrive when nutrition was low and medicine was thin, turning society into dry tinder. Modern pandemics showed how fast panic, misinformation, and supply shocks spread alongside a virus. Now imagine a pathogen with high transmissibility and high lethality, or one that incubates silently for weeks. That's not science fiction. That's a parameter set. And nature loves experimenting. The twist. We often realize the danger only after the curve is already climbing. The ocean looks calm from shore. Underneath, it's a machine that controls climate, food webs, and oxygen production. Shift the currents, warm the surface, acidify the water, and you don't just hurt fish. You stress plankton, the tiny engines that help feed the world and cycle carbon. Past die-offs show the pattern: warming, stagnation, oxygen loss, collapse. It's not one villain. It's a cascade. And cascades don't negotiate. The cosmic horror angle is simple. Earth doesn't need to explode to erase you. It just needs to become slightly less compatible with your lungs and your crops. Here's a grim rule. The more complex your safety systems, the more creative their failures become. Alarms go off, signals misread, software glitches, human fatigue. The end of the world can appear on a screen at 3 a.m. when the right person is half awake and the wrong protocol is automatic. We like to believe extinction would be dramatic, obvious, undeniable. But near extinction often looks like paperwork, radio static, a blinking light, And that's the final chill. If the last day comes, it might not feel like apocalypse. It might feel like another shift until someone decides it's real.